Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Sachs from Sachs Wellness Center, and I'm here with Theresa Schmidt, our nutritional therapist. And we've been taking a little time to talk about topics, and I wanted to ask you, what are people asking you about these days? What's the hot topic right now?
Well, the hot topic for to me it's odd, but the hot topic right now is people are tired. People are fatigued, tired, exhausted. I'm hearing all of that, and the reason I say that's unusual is because it's summer, and there's vitamin D out there. So usually people are more out, more energy, more outgoing right now.
It's an up time of the year usually.
Yeah, usually. Yeah. So,
yeah.
So I'm hearing fatigue. I'm hearing fatigue a fair amount. So that's probably a good thing for us to address maybe some of the sources of that, and then what do we do about that?
Yeah, like when you're working with people and they're complaining of this, what are the kinds of things you're finding?
So when somebody says fatigue to me, tired, exhausted, the very first thing I think of is the adrenals, the adrenal glands. So I'll check that, and that adrenal in my brain, I think more stamina.
Yeah.
If they say, I wake up tired, I don't have any energy, I don't have any motivation, that leans a little bit more towards the thyroid for me, for what I check. So when it can be either one, it can be other things, but generally we're talking about the adrenals and the thyroid.
Yeah. So. People used to say the adrenals are where we store our energy, so it goes right in line with, the stamina, because you got to have reserves, to call on.
Yeah, for sure. So, so then I'm thinking like, okay, why are people tired right now? It kind of doesn't make sense. So a couple things I wanted to touch on are, number one, vitamin D, for sure. People don't, number one, know that they need to, if they don't get enough vitamin, they need to take it, vitamin D. So our window right now is 12:30 to about 1:30, 2 o'clock in northern Michigan.
When we're going to be able to convert enough of it.
When we can convert D. And we can get, I think right now we're between, I'll say 5,000 and 15,000 IU of D right now. So, for some people that's 2 days worth, for some people that's about 3 days worth of D. So if it's cloudy like it is today, we're not going to get any. But the people that have been able to be outside probably have stored D, so they can do that. But for those of us like us that are in offices, we work through the day and we don't get that vitamin D during that time, we need to supplement with vitamin D. So I think some people are going off D sooner than they should be.
Yeah, I just think it's summer, so I don't need this anymore.
Yeah. So I think that's one place. I think another source is there are a lot of people that had COVID that aren't quite back up to par. Their adrenals haven't recovered all the way yet. They haven't reintroduced the zinc that they depleted fighting COVID, the vitamin C, the minerals, things like that. So what I'm finding are people actually need more minerals too. So those are two of the big areas.
Yeah.
So
I think too, the whole pandemic changed so many things. People, unless they really went out of their way, were probably less active. They weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then there were a whole lot of people that were fighting things or dealing with things, and there's a lot of catching up to them right now.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is mental exhaustion can feel like physical exhaustion, and I think a lot of people took a fairly big hit from having to stay home, not working, not exercising like you said. I think that has had an effect on quite a few people. And then we have the long haulers, which is a new term since COVID, but it does pretty much describe the depletion of necessary minerals and vitamins and things like that from the body. So when they fought off that virus, they didn't put the things back in. And that's different for everybody. Some people have a foggy brain, they call it COVID brain. Some people have, other ramifications from it, but that is something that we can help people with.
And if you faced COVID at a time that you were marginal or even low in some areas to begin with, your body used it up like crazy to try and fight that. And so it doesn't necessarily just, as the long haulers are proving, it doesn't necessarily just bounce back because the virus isn't there anymore. You know, there's things that need to be done.
Yeah, there are some people, you know, they had it months and months ago, and I'm still giving them things to support their lungs and support their brain and support, again, the adrenals and the thyroid. And these are things that, you know, they would tell me I was fine, and then I got COVID, and I just haven't been able to get back to normal since then. So that's where we start looking.
Yeah, good.
So, yeah.
So we hope this information is helpful for you. I do want to also just kind of give you a heads up that in July, we're going to be celebrating 45 years of practice. And we're going to have lots of events, lots of little giveaways and things to have fun with. And so watch your email and watch notices from us, and we'll be in touch.